and welcome to Crystal Hall number 3 here in Baku, Azerbaijan. This is absolutely deserved. Here we go, it's middleweights, men and women here today. Back to the men's -80s, and it's our third quarter-final. And well, this is interesting because I didn't make this comment earlier on, but Tahir Gulick was beaten by Roberto Botta of Italy, and he's out. So the number 4 in the world has departed, and the bottom half of the draw has suddenly become a little bit more open, and he's facing from France, Torann, the world number 23, bronze medalist at the Europeans in 2012, and Maizeroi and Botta. We had a similar bout here in the same section of the draw in the men's yesterday. We had 2 athletes who weren't expected to qualify through. Suddenly they're looking at each other, and both these are going to be going in absolutely full of confidence. There's no favourite here. You know, this could go either way, and there's a place in a major semi-final waiting for the winner.
No question about it, and obviously with it falling in the calendar, the first ever European Games falling hard on the heels of the World Championships, you're bound to see a slight athletic hangover, so to speak, in terms of preparation and peaking. And I think we've seen that with some of the top fighters. Even today, if you look in the -80, Latila Muhammad looked a little bit tired, and Aaron Cook, not the freshest. I've certainly seen him. Yeah. We saw with Servet yesterday, Ivo Calvo Gomez, who's usually, you know, redoubtable, untouchable. Just for a moment, we saw some fallibility in the fighters. So,
and you think that's what happened with Gulick?
It could be potentially. Tahir Gulick, of course, a very big fighter, a strong fighter. But like everything, the thing about the events calendar now in Taekwondo is that you compete so much. And when you compete so much, it's hard to peak at every single event. But at the moment, these 2 men won't care. Maizeroi, Torann, he is going to give a kyungo here. Yep, he's forced that back, and Botta takes one as well.
Yep, he wants to see them fighting a little bit. Well, Gulick is out, the world champion from 2013. He was semi-finalist this year. He's now gone, and he's watching from the stands and hoping that his man, Botta, gets through to the final, which may give Gulick a chance of getting a bronze through the back door, through the repechage system.
Yep, and I'm sure Begi Hajidani will be interested. Obviously the local, he'll be seeing that the world is opening up for him.
Yeah.
And that draw could be very, very useful for Azerbaijan come the finals. But at the moment, into the open stance, nothing doing. Stalemate here. This is a fact-finding mission.
The referee might give another kyungo each here because he's not happy. He's calls for them to fight. Taekwondo is not about standing and looking at each other. It's all about the kick and the punch, and it's all about action.
Well, Maizeroi, Torann trying to confuse his opponent, Botta. Just using his hands to fake, to initiate. Yeah. But they're in that open stance, both using the front leg, just not wanting to make a mistake here in the first round. There's the headshot over the shoulder. That's what happens when you change the stance. Close one there for the French fighter.
Botta, just newly into the sport. He's only 18 years old, so he's a new name. He's not one that we've seen on the tour, I think, at all. But the Italians have got, as you can see, there's a Korean coach here who's obviously knows his Taekwondo.
Yeah, somebody young has been around forever with the Italian national team, at least a decade. I can remember successes that they've had from Beijing onwards. Top class players. And speaking of successes, Myriam Bavarel, the French coach, Olympic silver medalist. So just trying to listen into what she had to say there for Torann, who's licking his lips with delight, and he's had a few dance moves as well that the cameraman has picked up. So artistic impression here, but no impression on the scoreboard.
Just looking at Botta's record, and if you just look at my screen, John, this is incredibly impressive. He's only actually competed in 7 senior events, ignoring the World Championships. He's taken a gold, 2 silvers and 3 bronzes in the other 6 events. They're slightly lower level events, but the Dutch Open is there, the Swiss Open. You know, he's actually performed and got to finals.
Well, you have to remember in this, there's a national selections to get picked for the European Games, so this is the best of the best in those countries, and it is a good shot underneath from Torann there, the Frenchman. So there's a big selection process. We talked before about Attila Mohammed and Damon Sampson. There's always contention in terms of who's going to be picked. So you can guarantee that if you're on the mat here, you're a top-class fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Botta, he may be unknown to us, but he's certainly been doing a little bit on the circuit. And so that victory over Gulick is a real feather in his cap. And now, you know, he looks a good fighter, doesn't he? You don't get to this stage without being a good fighter. And he's just got a shin guard issue here. Referee spotted. Mazeroi's been around quite a lot, hasn't he? 26 years old. We've seen him on the tour quite a few times. He's never quite made it to the top. You've not seen him in major semis or finals.
He's an unpredictable fighter, Torann. He's got a lot of qualities. He's got a lot of speed and agility, and he's a confusing fighter. Good punch as well on the inside there, but I think that was more the contact with the foot. Yeah, Botta just taking a sore one on the instep.
Yeah.
But no, Maizeroi Torann, you know, he's been around a while, been in training camps that he's been on, and he's an explosive fighter. And I think that was just a kick to the shin.
We'll just
have a look at
hopefully we'll see it here.
Yeah, kicks the top of the knee.
Right on the knee. And he crumples with Maizeroi. Maizeroi looked a bit worried then because he
well, I
did I do that with the punch?
That's what I thought. I thought he'd hit him with such a hard punch he'd actually crumpled him in half there, but
it was like a boxing punch there that completely knocked him out, but that wasn't the case. Of course, you're not allowed to punch to the head in this sport.
And of course, as much as they're wearing sensor socks, you're not allowed to wear any padding or protection underneath that. So it's just skin and bones underneath that. And any Taekwondo fighter will tell you that it's very, very painful. There's a lot of little bones in the feet. Yeah. It's like a boxer's hands. They're always involved in contact and impact.
Well, I think Botta's a little bit unfortunate to get a Kyungo there because Maizeroi basically jumped on him onto the floor, and I was expecting one going the other way, but no disrespect shown by Botta there. It's a good punch. Maizeroi gives him a nod of appreciation. It's one of the lovely things about fighting. You know, quite often, you know, if somebody nails you or you know, there's usually a little nod to say, "Yep, that was good. Well done."
Mutual respect, and that is the martial arts side of Taekwondo. And I seldom talk about that because it is a combat sport. But the thing about winning and losing in front of people, if you're in an individual sport and there's people, all of these guys win and lose, the men and the women. And not only that, if you get kicked in the face, as just has happened there, you get kicked in the face in front of a few thousand people and see how your ego is. So what you've got to do is say, okay, I accept that we're all fallible, and that's the same with both fighters. So there is a lot of underlying respect that is developed through that martial artist code.
Great to hear that, John. And what a leveler that was from Botta. With just a second to go, there's the punch from Botta, but with just a second to go, he gets the head kick, and that has tied us up at 3 apiece.
I'm actually really liking the electronic head guards. You mentioned how well the protectors are working. I'm really pleased that the head guards are more or less, you know, they're really scoring a lot of the shots, so it's good.
No, totally agree. Like, we have shared many a commentary booth over the years when things maybe weren't so good. And you know, you may have gathered we don't sit on the fence too much, and we do like to say how it is. And in the past, we have been critical of some of the situation, but this has actually been, it's been a joy to see. But it's been a very solid event, and the systems are working pretty well.
Working well here as Botta is trying to come out into the punching mode again. I think he held on to the leg there on the way through. Yep, takes the Kyungo. 3 points each, that could be significant, but yep, it's all systems go here. Back leg turning kick again from Maizeroi Torann. There's a point apiece. Get your distance, you're too far away. That was the French coach, Marion Barvarel.
Both have got a Kyungo hanging over them, so still plenty of time though. And I think both fighters realise this is an important stage of this match. I don't know what Maizeroi is doing there, but a breakdancing.
I really like it.
We've gone back to the 80s.
I think it's fantastic.
And the referee, well, if anything, he's done both athletes a bit of a favour there, because now there's no yellow card hanging over anybody, and it may just free them up. So, and there's a touch from Maizeroi from long distance. He does have a very good flexibility in the lower limbs, doesn't he? He can stretch further than you actually think he can.
Yep, that's what I was listening to Mario Bavarral, the coach, saying, you're too far away, just fix your distance, and then you can score. And he's managed to do that, Maizeroi Torann. As I said, he's got that unpredictable quality about him, but Botta doesn't give him a chance to rest and picks him off.
Yeah. And it's great to, you know, the crowd are applauding as well. You know, it's mainly an Azeri crowd. They're getting into the Taekwondo. They're appreciating good moves, and there was an applause there for what was a sharp move from the Italian. Less than 30 seconds to go now.
Directo is the shout from the Italian coach. Well, obviously that means direct, go first, get in there straight. And it's been that back leg turning kick that Botta has to use. Goes with the cut instead, maybe looking to go to sudden death here. Tries the punch, but did he hold on to the leg? Kyungo for just holding the leg up for no real reason. Back leg turning kick. It's going to be sudden death.
Oh, did anybody score? Again, we all look at the scoreboard there as two kicks came in from either side. But we are going to have sudden death, and you know, there's nothing to separate these two. It's almost like they're identical fighters, isn't it? We're back to our computer game scenario.
Sure, it's the mirror image at the moment. Well, the cut kick being advised by the Italian coach, and also the punch. That was the idea at the end of that round.
I'm loving some of these replays. The director here is giving us a great number of replays. Let's listen.
Determined, be determined.
Yeah.
I got as far as okay and determined. I think that was all she said. So
there was your O-level French coming in handy again.
Well, that was all she said. So technically, it was 100% correct.
So here we go. We've had a few golden points so far, and here's another one. The first to score will win, and Kyungos are cleared down as well, so it's a clean slate.
Do you stick or twist? Do you go with the kick, or will it be the punch? We've seen the punch work so well. Back leg turning kick from Torann, well blocked from Botta.
Maizeroi wants the card. What is this card going to be for? Well, he receives a Kyungo, which
wrong.
Yes, that's not correct.
It's the old rules.
Yeah. He's incorrect there. He shouldn't be given a Kyungo. I hope that doesn't affect. That used to be how it used to be, but not anymore. But what is he asking for a card here? Is he saying he got a face kick? Well, I think he's suggesting he got a little touch on the face.
Yeah, I thought so. He hit the side of the shoulder.
Yeah.
Maybe in his own mind he thought that was the head kick.
Yeah. No, this shouldn't be given. We are seeing some good replays here from the TV crew and the guys down there. They also have additional cameras to look at, but no, that's rejected, and that was an easy decision for them to make.
Yeah, and that was the athlete's choice, so he can't be angry with his coach.
Now the interesting thing, if you were a clever coach here, John, you'd have played the card to first of all get rid of the Kyungo, and then played the card again for the face kick, because now that card can't be used for the Kyungo.
Yep. Misapplication of the rules by the referee, but under the circumstances we'll let him go with this one because it's one shot to score. Back leg turning kick there from Botta. That was the shot, and he nailed it.
Just over the threshold. You saw the graphic in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I believe it's 32, the threshold. He scored a 34, and, well, the Italian, Botta, who's had an incredible run in his tournaments in 2015. Great appreciation there from Maizeroi. You know, I just love to see that. You know, he's lost, he's heartbroken, but he's looked at his opponent in the eye and said, well done, son. You've just fought a great fight there.
Yep, mutual respect, as we said, and a nice bow to the crowd there from Roberto Botta. That wouldn't do him any harm later on in the medal matches. Well, we saw some good dance moves from Maizeroi Torann. He was, you know, very expansive and exciting, but in the end,
Botta wins 7 points to 6. And the young Italian, I think he's still cheering out in behind the stands. He's, you know, Italians aren't sort of shy in showing their celebrations, are they? And,
and
he is definitely going for it. Yeah, there was the block and the return kick. As Maizeroi came in, it was the counter-attack move. And Botta, oh, I love it. He's a personality, this man.
Well, I've seen that from quite a lot of the athletes.